Waheguru Khalsa, Waheguru Fateh. This morning I saw this disgraceful article on SikhNet, which promotes this Gap ad. Many of you may have seen it, where this supposed Sikh is modeling with this woman here. You can see a close-up here of the picture. And you can see immediately that she is disrespectfully putting her hand on the Sikh's dastar turban there. And it really, I think, makes Sikhs look bad. And I sure wouldn't want to be in an ad like that, and I wouldn't want Sikhi to be portrayed like this either. And now SikhNet has actually promoted this ad. So I'm asking Sikhs to write SikhNet and tell them to take down this article. We need to have a projection of Sikhs being upstanding citizens, and that we are not interested in just kowtowing to the fashions and the sexual ads that the society out there would like us to do and be part of. Sikhs are not part of this depravity. So I also want to point out here about SikhNet, how this is just the tip of the iceberg and the un-Sikh-like things that SikhNet is really hiding there. You may all see the Gurmat activities and promotions that SikhNet is doing, but there's really a hidden agenda going on there. I was with Yogi Bhajan's group, as many of you probably know, for 30 years. And I witnessed many of these un-Sikh-like activities, which I'll talk about in detail here. And it wasn't until about 2009 when I read a book by a Gursikh. His name is Dr. Gursant Singh, and he spent months with Yogi Bhajan. The name of the book is Sikhism and Tantric Yoga, and you can download it for free on my website, gurmukyoga.com. It wasn't until I read this book that Yogi Bhajan, by the way, hid from all of us, that I realized that what SikhNet and these Yogi Bhajan people are doing, much of it is against Sikhi and is really promoting this Bhajanism agenda that Yogi Bhajan was trying to push off on all of us. So this is the book I wrote, Confessions of an American Sikh. Published it just about a few months ago. Now, I'm not trying to necessarily push my book here, but it's only 99 cents on Amazon. It will give you a really inside look at what's really going on there at SikhNet and in the Yogi Bhajan organization. If you really can't afford 99 cents, or you feel that you just don't want to pay 99 cents, write me and I'll put my email address below there and I'll send you a free copy of the book. So let's talk a little bit about what's really going on there at SikhNet. Now, many of you may have seen that a lot of my videos have been censored and deleted by YouTube. Now, this was a result of my putting pictures on YouTube that the Yogi Bhajan followers claim was due to my infringing on their privacy. Well, I think this was a lame excuse for them to get the truth censored about what's really going on there. So now what I'm going to be doing is giving you a verbal account of what I have seen in 3HO and what still is going on there at SikhNet and these 3HO Yogi Bhajan organizations. The first thing I want to point out is that in this video that was just deleted, it received 15,000, almost 15,000 views, and was the first video when you Googled SikhNet. It was the first video that appeared. And so I think that SikhNet and these Yogi Bhajan people were really feeling the heat from the traditional Orthodox Sikh community to change their ways. And so they really put a campaign out there to stop what they called slander on the internet. And I ask you, who is really slandering who here? I think SikhNet and the Yogi Bhajan people slander Sikhs every single day when they tell untruths and deceive Sikhs into getting donations that go towards supporting a lot of these un-Sikh-like activities. So one of those things is this idol worship, which I've put pictures out there on the internet. Now this picture here was taken by the place, right at the place where Yogi Bhajan died, there in Espanola, New Mexico. And I was there when he died. And you can see here how the Yogi Bhajan people here, they worship this idol and they prostrate themselves at Yogi Bhajan's death place. This is supposed to be a golden idol of this Baba Siri Chand, which the SikhNet people keep there right in front of their Gurdwara. They put donations there. I made a video last year which shows that they put donations and offerings there at this. And you wouldn't know that you weren't in a Hindu mandir if you didn't know that you weren't. So again, you can see here that this idol worship is going on there. SikhNet and these Yogi Bhajan places. They also keep this huge painting of Yogi Bhajan. They're inside the Darbar of the city Guru Granth Sahib. Let's make no mistake about it, that this, I'd say it's at least 8-foot high painting, like black magic tantric painting of Yogi Bhajan, is kept inside the Darbar of the city Guru Granth Sahib. And when the SikhNet people and the Yogi Bhajan people bring the Guru in for Prakash, they go right under this painting every time they do Prakash and Sukhasan, which, by the way, is only like once a week here. I was there, like I said, last year, and there was nobody to greet us inside the Gurdwara. It was a Saturday afternoon, and they must have been all off at the movies. So this is what's really going on there at Yogi Bhajan's organization. This thing that they call Guru worship, which is this of their Yogi Bhajan is really their Guru. Now, here's some more proof about why I say that SikhNet and the Yogi Bhajan organizations treat Yogi Bhajan as their Guru. This was a court settlement in this lawsuit where the Yogi Bhajan people were fighting over the royalties and ownership of Yogi tea, one of their main sources of income. Now, this lawsuit, oh, by the way, with this Yogi tea and these other Yogi Bhajan products, they use images, sacred symbols of the Sikhs, like the Darbar Sahib, otherwise known by Westerners as the Golden Temple. They use that on the pictures, as pictures on their Yogi tea boxes, and they exploit the Sikh religion and make profit from this, and then use it towards their promoting their tantric yoga, their Yogi Bhajan agenda, if you will. Now, again, getting back to this lawsuit, as part of the settlement in the lawsuit, the Yogi Bhajan people have all agreed that they cannot criticize or disparage Yogi Bhajan. Now, first I want to show you that these are all the organizations that signed on to this lawsuit. And you can see here, SikhNet is listed as one of the organizations that is part of this. And don't let SikhNet fool you. They are an integral part of all of these Yogi Bhajan Tantric yoga organizations. And this is their real agenda, is to promote their Bhajanism and their Bhajanist religion, and not the Sikh religion. And here's why. Not only can they not criticize Yogi Bhajan or disparage him, as they call this in the agreement. And then here's that non-disparagement clause, as they call it here. Right here, you can see here where it states that they've signed on that they can't criticize Yogi Bhajan or any of his entities or organizations. But the SikhNet people and the Yogi Bhajan people have to practice the Sikh religion as taught by Yogi Bhajan. Now, this has, I think, very important implications. You can see it here, that paragraph where it says that. This has very important implications, because what that means is that if a situation arises where Yogi Bhajan's teachings or commands conflict with the Sikh Rahat Maryada or with the Siddhi Guru Granth Sahib, then they have to follow Yogi Bhajan's directions. That's what this agreement means. So when SikhNet and these other Yogi Bhajan organizations try to fool Sikhs into thinking that the Siddhi Guru Granth Sahib is their guru, is not true. This is, Yogi Bhajan is their guru. And so they follow Yogi Bhajan above all else. And again, take it from me, I was in the Yogi Bhajan organizations for 30 years, and I know what happened there, is that we followed every word that Yogi Bhajan said, no matter what, all right? It was always, Yogi Bhajan said this, or Yogi Bhajan said that, okay? So I had never heard of the Sikh Rahat Maryada when I was in Yogi Bhajan's group, for example. So, again, when SikhNet asks you for these donations, know that your donations may be going to these other tantric and yoga organizations that promote Yogi Bhajan's agenda. Now I want to show you also some other revealing art, if you can call it. You really can't call it art. This is porno art, if you want to call it that Yogi Bhajan drew and wanted me to sell back in the 1980s. I had an art gallery then. He wanted me to sell this to promote his Yogi Bhajan, his agendas, Kundalini Yoga and such. And you can see here, these are clearly phallic drawings. And he had this insane idea that Kundalini Yoga, when it was channeled up, would control your sex energy and get you all hyped up. Well, I do have to agree that the Kundalini Yoga did get you all hyped up, but in a negative way. I think it was a lot like a illicit drug, where it got you into this mode where you had all this energy and everything, and it's something that we couldn't be controlled. And all of the seers and yogis talk about this Kundalini Yoga is very dangerous. So Yogi Bhajan took it on himself to teach us this Tantric and Kundalini Yoga, which I think really ends up creating ego. So you can see her here. See, he's even written that there, ego. Here's another one, another painting or phallic drawing, you say, where he's written power here. And this is what Yogi Bhajan was really about. And I think that's what SikhNet and these other people are really about now too. Where they're really into this man-made power and controlling things, manipulating and controlling things. And again, don't let SikhNet fool you. They are into manipulating and controlling Sikhs. Yogi Bhajan told us many times that us Western Sikhs would be the leaders of the Sikhs in the Western world, or actually the whole world eventually. So this is SikhNet's real agenda. is to control Sikhs and to get people inducted